The market's down, Joby. What are we doing?
My Bitcoin, of course.
Welcome to the Crypto Whack.
Welcome to the all-new Crypto Whack Pack. We changed our name from Sparking Conversations just because we thought the Whack Pack fit a little better. This is probably not our first episode on Spotify, but this will be the first episode we're doing exclusively for Spotify. So if you like us, go ahead and hit subscribe so you can get all the notifications of when we update our episodes. And Jimmy, what's happening today?
Nice. Well, we're in the big time now.
Are we?
Spotify.
I know.
Yeah. Might have to give Joe Rogan back his background. Don't use it no more. How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. I mean, there's blood in the streets and I'm painting my face with it. How about you?
Oh, there's nothing but crazy FUD.
Yeah.
Nothing but crazy FUD, man.
So Bitcoin, as we sit, is at 34,000. This is on it's Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know what the date is, but May 29th.
Yeah, so everything's taking a big dip, and if you read the news and stuff like that, it's just constant bad sentiment. I was looking at the technicals are not so good.
No?
If you look like the technical analysis of the crypto as a whole, yeah, we dropped below the 200-day moving average, and it's kind of a bearish scenario. But if you look at fundamentals, they're bullish, but sentiment is very bearish. So like I said, I think the one thing that can save us right now is the ETFs. I mean, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin and crypto as a whole. Don't get me wrong. Still learning how to get that damn menu off the top, man. But let's go into news a little bit. The SEC we're going to officially review the Skybridge and Fidelity Bitcoin ETF applications. The filings of the Securities of the Exchange Commission, known as the U.S. regulatory agencies, kickstarting its review of 2 more Bitcoin ETFs. I think that brings it up to like 10 or whatever. And this article is just specifically talking about Skybridge and Fidelities. But yeah, this right here is kind of the key thing I want to bring up. The SEC will render an initial decision on the respective applications within 45 days, unless it extends the window, which means it can drag it out for another 240 days. But technically, they're supposed to give us a decision in 45 days on ETFs. And for people that don't know what an ETF is an exchange traded fund. And basically that's, the top 5% that control about 80% of the US wealth. This is the stuff that them guys invest in. And Kevin O'Leary speaks about them, Mark Cuban. Kevin O'Leary, actually, he's done a complete 180 on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as a whole. He's like really big into DeFi, and he was like an absolutely hell no, not even that long ago.
Really?
6 or 8 months ago. But he's got a few interviews and stuff like that. I recommend people check out because he is the absolute definition of a traditional investor. And he knows all the tricks and trades and the ups and downs and stuff like that. And he states on how important it is to have an ETF. And I know that they have ETFs in Germany and Canada, and I think Australia even's got one right now. But the United States is like 80% of our stock exchange is so much larger.
Right.
But anyway, what an ETF is, an exchange traded fund, and it's typically a security that tracks an index sector, commodity, or another asset, but which can be purchased or sold on a stock exchange the same as a regular stock. An ETF can be structured to track anything from a price of an individual commodity, a large diverse collection of securities, or an ETF can even be structured to track specific investment strategies. you know, the S&P 500 index, blah 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 blah. You know, but this is like the path of really old traditional investors, and this is I think that this is the next major step for crypto or Bitcoin as a whole.
So basically, whoever it is that has the CTF will be investing money into Bitcoin or whatever, specifically Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, yeah, Bitcoin is I think that one has like 10 different
You'll basically be able to throw your money into that pot, right?
yeah, and Ethereum, there's a few Ethereum ETFs that are being reviewed right now as well. But basically, I mean, pretty much Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only ones that are even remotely being talked about right now.
Right. Okay. So if you put your money into an ETF like this that is connected to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has a 200% jump, it's not like owning the Bitcoin directly. You're only going to get a portion of that, right?
Yeah, well, I'm not 100% on all this stuff. This stuff is really deep, and they make you do some sort of mental aerobics to even try to understand it, and they do that on purpose. I believe that, you know, everything is based on supply and demand. Anything that's bought and sold, you know what I mean?
Sure.
You buy low, you sell high, and they woven this complicated mess to discourage the average person and stuff. I really do believe that. But the key takeaways: an exchange traded fund ETF is a basket of securities that traded on exchange, just like a stock. And basically, this is kind of like I said, a pathway for the traditional funds, mutual funds, all these other like traditional investors, that they feel safe. If it's an ETF, they know that it's regulated, that it checks all them boxes for laws and regulations, and it's a part of the traditional market at that point. It'll be not so much looked at as a speculative asset or speculative, you know, it'll be
It's bona fide at that point.
more, yeah, bona fide,
Yeah,
more of
yeah.
an investment, because all these things right here. Another person I recommend is Robert Kiyosaki. People don't know who he is. He wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yep.
Very smart man, very wealthy, very successful. He has it in like 3 different categories of people that are in these types of markets and stuff like that. You have the investor, and number 2, you have traders, and then the third kind is a speculator. So you have investors, you have traders, and you have speculators, and usually they enter the market in that order as well, you know what I mean? And as you can see in Bitcoin, the last couple 2-3 months was a ton of speculation, just people trading crazy coins. We talked about it.
That is the retail market that you've been talking about, right?
That's when my gut started feeling funny, and I was like, uh-oh, it's happening. When they're investing in meme coins, and you know what I mean? I'm not shitting on it. Congratulations to anybody that made any money off in Doge or any of them coins. Hats off to you. I'm happy for you. That's great. But that's a sign of instability. You know what I mean? It really is, because people were like not investing in real legitimate. I mean, Bitcoin would be considered to the traditional market. Bitcoin would be looked at as like the speculative, non-traditional thing out of that basket. But if you're in the crypto market, Bitcoin would be like investing in gold.
Right.
The rest of them, you're investing in, you know, copper, tin, aluminum, you know, crazy, you know, who knows, or whatever. But yeah, that's usually the warning sign, and then you see this skyrocket because FOMO. People are worried about missing out, and you see stuff jumping 6, 7, 800% on stuff that should not be doing that, because people are just chasing it at that point. And unfortunately, a lot of people get burned.